is Damoko Zondi. Welcome to the Unashamedly Her YouTube channel, where we get to have extended conversations about matters of the heart, any conversations, that women can relate to, that in fact, not only just women, but men and women can relate to. So today, without wasting any time, today I am sitting with not only a sister, but a close friend of mine who is Mandisa Kizio. And I've been trying to get Mandy for the longest time, okay? I think we were supposed to meet in March.
Yeah.
And it just moved and moved and moved and moved. But, it's because girl is booked and busy, number one. But, it's because also we need to, I think just make sure that everyone is available. Not only her, but I'm available as well. So finally, we get to do this and we get to have, a bit of a chat, which I'm so excited. So, Mandy, welcome.
Thank you. We're finally here.
We're finally here. We made it. It's happening. So tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, that's always a tricky question.
It's always tricky.
I don't think I know.
Exactly. but also it's like, what do I say without even bragging?
Yeah.
Do I play it? Do I play it small? What is it that I have to say? So.
Okay. Let me try. So I'm Mandy. I am 27. I am a Durbanite, but originally born in Zim. So repping that flag. Hi. I think the way I would describe myself will tell people who I am. I would say I'm a bit of an explorer. I'm an individual who likes trying new things or experiencing new things and just seeing what's out there, whether I like it, whether I don't.
Yeah.
And seeing what it can do for me. So, and I think in a quick summary, that's just who I am. I'm what we call a corporate baddie as well. Fight that corporate life. Are you
climbing the corporate ladder?
That ladder, the steps are steep.
Yeah.
No one told us. So we don't know if we're climbing it. We're still figuring that out. We'll see. We'll see where the wind takes us, I think that's kind of Mandy in a quick nutshell.
Mandy, one thing that I love about you is your love for exercising and looking good. Please, can you tell me, is there a point where one will get, I know it takes a lot of discipline and consistency, but is there a point where it becomes a habit?
Yeah.
Because I've struggled, right? And then I have my moments where you find, okay, cool, I'll go and, I'll be consistent with doing 2 or 3 times a week. And then literally
just tanks.
2 months. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, 2 months, I haven't been to gym and stuff. And then it's the going back. Does it become a lifestyle? Is it like drinking water? Or does it continue to stay as, this is a discipline and this is something that one needs to choose? It's either you choose to do it or you don't. But it never gets easier, basically.
Yeah, it never gets easier. So people just never think that's everything. Because even for people that do it all the time, there's probably 2-3 days out of the week where we're amped. The other days where it's oh my God, I need to get myself there.
Yeah.
So we all go through that. I think for me, what has helped me stay consistent is I'm always trying a new thing. So you see with I'm never just doing just gym. It's gym, and then it's a CrossFit thing, and then it's kickboxing, and then it's swimming, and then it's paddle, and then it's squash, and then so it always is exciting because each of those things is using your body in a completely different way. Yeah. So it feels different and it feels new. I think that's the only way I've managed to stay consistent is actually just by doing a lot of things. I don't think I could have been doing just straight weight training for the past 10 years or something. There's no ways I would have gotten over it. And the injuries, they're not cute. So I think it's just that, find what works for you. And then when it works for you, add something else.
It's something else.
Yeah. And it just keeps it fresh. And then just build from there and keep it fresh. And find a partner. And it doesn't have to be one. I have a person or group for certain things. And that also helps because there's times when you're I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
I don't need to. We can just buy one size pants bigger.
Exactly. And move on.
Yeah. So it's
But it makes one feel better.
It does. You can't,
honestly.
oh my gosh,
Honestly, like you just feel lighter, even after a while, where you can feel the pain.
It's nice pain, yeah. And that's the thing where it becomes a lifestyle, because you just like everything feeds into it. So like your eating feeds into it, your just how you spend your time, your day. Like I will never sacrifice a gym session over like a date or something. It's not gonna happen. I'm being serious. It becomes a lifestyle. It's like you rank what's now important, and that is highly important, because I know that when I walk out of there, I'm gonna feel good. That's a guarantee.
Yeah.
So priorities.
So you probably meet or have a date at the gym.
Not for a first date.
Not for a first date.
No, that would be hard.
What would be what's the most ideal, perfect? Sit nature, or do you want to do an outdoor activity?
I don't actually worry too much about the dates. It's the person. I don't like the dates. You could literally take me to like freaking a little market somewhere, and as long as there's food, I'm happy. But it's the person. It's like you can go on a date and it's dry. Meanwhile, you're at like the best venue place, but it's just like you're already thinking, okay, take me home. So it's just the vibe.
So what? Everything needs to work. Like the conversation needs to flow.
There needs to be some laughs there and conversation. Okay. Those two are like the two most important things to me. Everything else,
we can work with.
We can work with it. Okay. We can work with it. I'm not. You don't be breaking your bank for a first date.
Okay.
Like let's relieve men of that stress. Like you do not need to break your bank for a first date. There's no guarantee.
Yeah, so exactly.
There's no good ROI on this. Yeah. So. Do not be breaking your bank. Men, free yourself.
Okay. So. Would you say? I mean, we're going to get into the conversation. I think let's firstly introduce this conversation, because we're going to go there. You know, I mean, I was thinking about something, and I'm like, but we're going to talk about Lawrence, so we're going to go there. We're going to go there. So the reason why I wanted us to have this chat, right? It's because I think we were at we were at a braai, and you were like, Demo, you have to. I can't believe first you haven't watched Insecure.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I've never been disappointed in you.
I know.
I look up to you in many ways, and I was highly disappointed.
And you were like, you have to watch it. Anyway, and your brother was like, Demo, how have you not watched Insecure? But anyway, we're not there. We're not going to judge
let it go.
Please, can you watch? And I think, so we left, and 4 days later, I think it was you or it was Curtis, sent me a message, said, and did you watch? I'm like,
it was me.
I remember telling Mongani, I'm like, okay, literally when I come back from work, I actually need to start on watching Insecure. Why did you want me to watch it so badly? Now I know why, by the way.
Okay.
My reasons. No, now I know why, because I'm on the tip now. I'm like, guys, everyone needs to watch Insecure.
Yeah.
Okay. Any, it doesn't, it's not even also a black thing. I don't even want to just group it to,
it's bigger than that.
It's bigger than that.
Just a black thing or a black show.
Yeah. But I really think that every person needs to, at one point in their time, just watch. It's still on Showmax, guys. Yeah. HBO still has it. It's
4 seasons
and you can
only.
watch all seasons. Yeah. Exactly. You can watch Insecure. But why did you want me to watch it so badly?
Issa? Is that me? Oh, shit. Throwback me? This new look is working for us. Do you like this? And we got our braces off. Let me see them teeth. Let me see them teeth. Let me see them teeth. Show me how you eat. We stupid.
See, I might say, baby, here's like money long, been getting paid. Huh?
How long did it take for you and Ted to get back? We were fake back before we were back. Child, the jokes I laughed at that weren't even funny.
She was parched, like a shriveled up prune.
Prune. It's a lifelong journey, girl.
Get it, girl.
I thought this panel was gonna make me feel like somebody, but all it did was remind me of where I'm not.
Patty cake, get your man.
Everything is out of my control. You never lived. I don't control where I go. No, I don't want to take you and your friends to Palm Springs. It's Tuesday.
Have you had something to eat today?
No.
You want me home. I get you what you want. Superstar status. You want me alone.
Are we gonna be okay?
But I don't want you waiting around for me.
Mom, I'm really not pressed to be dating right now. I'm just focusing on me.
Well, by the time you're married,
Maybe your daddy could roll you down the aisle because he'll be in a wheelchair. Because he'll be old, Molly.
I don't want you waiting too long.
I just want to fast forward to the part of my life when everything's okay.
If you knew the end was coming, how would you make the most of your time left?
Now I see you was the one playing chess, moving bishops and shit.
I'm all like, I don't know what bishops do.
It's a difficult game.
See, I'm a star. Look at me from afar. Halting me down to earth when you nesting on Mars.
How would you want to be remembered?
Don't act like I'm average. You want me home.
So for me, like I said, I've always looked up to you and you've always been a big sister for me. And I think a lot of my adolescent knowledge has come through you, which I've been very grateful for because it's been a safe channel to learn things from. And I finally now watched a show that depicted exactly what I felt, especially as a Black female, going through. And it's like you're saying, it's bigger than even just the Black experience. And I was like, I'm sorry, where has this been?
Yeah.
Like, thank you, Issa.
Yeah.
But how is not everyone watch this?
Yeah.
That's also why the reaction was so much shock. Like, how is the woman that has taught me womanhood not watch the show?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was mind blowing. I was stuck to the TV or stuck to my phone watching Insecure because it was just like, you get me, and you're not putting me in a box, or you're not kind of getting me, but there's added salt to it.
Yeah.
You actually just get me.
Yeah.
And then you get me in seasons, and you get my friends as well. So that, yeah. Watch Insecure, guys. Watch Insecure.
Mandy, I think one of the, what I loved about Insecure is what it was created to be. I mean, at the end, you get to watch that. I think it's like a documentary that they do, which I'd recommend watch the series first and then watch that. Exactly. But if you really don't have time, okay, then watch the documentary. But how she said that I wanted Black people to watch it and feel seen, heard. I wanted areas, because they shot in specific locations and areas that Black people can relate to, that, it spotlights or areas that people, or whether production companies never went to, or to film at.
She showed Crenshaw.
Yeah, this is Insecure apartment.
It's like right there. That's the restaurant where Issa would meet with Molly, and they go eat at it. It's called Makato or something like that. It's an Ethiopian restaurant, so.
Yes. When you watch American shows, it's always like, take it's unsafe, don't go there, there's always someone dying. Where it shows like there's small businesses, there's people hustling, there's talent, there's creativity, there's love, there's pain, there's perseverance. She managed to show that all through a series. And just tell stories. And even like you're saying, like it wasn't even just the female experience, you're also seeing the men's experience. There's not many shows I feel that balance that very well in terms of showing what females are going through and what men are going through, and then how we're kind of intertwining and so it's a beauty.
And also the friendship levels, relationships, just friendship, like just relationships with parents, with men, with her relationship or rather her friendship with Molly as well. It was just it was so beautiful to see how she was intentional. Every season was intentional. Every writer literally sat down and they went through what is it that we want to get out of this, and it did that. It did that. You watched Insecure and you came out and you're like, we are seen, we can do better, we can be more, and we actually being different is not a bad thing. Because I think a lot of times, we've watched a lot of shows, but it's like it's either you need to be the same for you to be able to fit in. But even the dynamics of the different friendships that she had, everyone was so different. But they were able to fit in.
So it's like, it's not just a typical strong black woman storyline. It's like, hey, black women are also awkward, and black women are also funny, and black women are also, there's so many facets to women. Like, we don't even have to say black woman. There's so many facets to women. There's so many personality traits. And it was finally shown. And people actually be like, oh, I can actually show that side. Because I think, and I may be jumping ahead, but I think when we go into certain rooms or environments, we will maybe like, okay, at home I can be my awkward, funny, quirky self. But the moment I step into this space, I need to be, whatever it may be, whether it's strong or maybe it be closed off or maybe it be direct, whatever the case may be. But like the show actually showed, no, be you and you can still succeed and have fun and enjoy life better. In
being you. So the first season, I think the first season and up until Issa resigns from work, we see her being overlooked at work.
Yeah.
And it is through giving ideas, it is through, her raising her hand. Oh, no, this is, I'm suggesting we should do it like that. And, if they don't take the idea, they do take it, but it's somehow spun around.
Yeah.
And then obviously it's given to a counterpart who is, a different race to say that, okay, exactly, you run with it.
Yeah.
So do you think, Mandy, there's a space for us in the corporate world?
I think there is.
Yeah.
I think there is. And I
without
think
also us being a trophy.
So let me. So I think there is. I think the space is there, and I think maybe also the space is now there because the demand is so great. That could be a result of it. And I think we are being brought into rooms and spaces. But I think the question sometimes maybe is, what is the atmosphere of the room? So like you're saying, are we in the room and we're the trophy tick box? We've brought them in.
Good.
Great.
Yeah.
Or is it a case of we've brought them in and we're actually listening, and when you challenge them, you actually go, oh, okay, no, let's run with that. And there's no second guess of, are they qualified? Do they know what they're talking about? So, I think it's give or take. It's give or take. And industries differ.
Yeah.
I think industries definitely differ. And some are more progressive, and some I think,
yeah,
it's just not.
Yeah,
even like
they're not there as yet.
It's a long way to go.
Yeah.
But we're getting there. I think.
Yeah. I agree with you. I really believe that we are getting there. And it's still a bit tricky because I sometimes feel like, I've been in rooms where, the younger Black creatives are in the room as well. And, and there's also diverse of just race and culture within the room. And I found we haven't learned, I just feel like we haven't learned how to PR ourselves. We downplay our achievements, we downplay our ideas. We would rather not say anything in a room because if I say something, probably people might laugh or it might not be taken. So let me not even get there. But, whereas you find our other counterparts, like the confident to share whatever they want to share, whether it is a great idea or not, but they're putting it on the table, whether, we are brainstorming, they're coming up with, the craziest ideas.
Don't you feel that plays to what I'm saying in the sense of when you're at home, you're in your mother's house, you're going to speak your mind.
Yes.
But when you're not in your mother's house, you don't naturally feel comfortable to speak your mind.
Yeah.
So for some people, because the world has been made for them and it's flowed for them, I'm naturally not going to second guess. And even if I'm nervous about something, even if I'm a rookie coming in, there's a little bit of confidence you have because, again, whereas with us, it's like, okay, now I'm speaking up at my friend's house or I'm speaking up it's not my home. I don't feel necessarily like this is the space I'm meant to be in. And the challenge is then on us. We can't always be like, the challenge is then on us of, guys, it gets to a point where you just have to be like, throw it out there and see what happens. Yeah. Because I think the people that have been able to break those walls down have done that. And it's not even a personality thing, because you also have the thing of saying like, oh, it's the extroverts that make it. I'm like, no. There's a lot of people that are introverts but have had to let you pull out of themselves to let you be like, Yazin, I know that I've got mad creative ideas. Yeah. Like literally, and
so much to offer.
So much
to offer. It's just that,
throw it in the air.
Throw it in the air. I agree. So, and we saw her obviously at the end deciding, you know what, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
You guys are not worth it, because she literally just got up.
I
and she was
cringed, let me
like-
tell you. The corporate
She
in
got
me.
up, she got up, took up, because the many a times, you know, where we saw a bit of scenes where she'd just be looking around and she's like,
What am I doing?
what am I doing? Why am I here? I'm so different. You know, there's just so, like, there's just more I want to give, you know. But also it's like what the organization was doing, it's a ticker box,
Yeah.
you know, and she felt like she had a bigger purpose and bigger ideas and, you know, and concepts to actually, run with. And she literally got up and she left. Got up from her desk
And said,
bye. I'm out. And she left. And, you know, the road after that, as much as she left, the road after that was just, it was, it wasn't easy. Yes, she did it, but it wasn't easy. But I want us to talk about her then going and staying with her ex-boyfriend. Because, you know, that whole part, I was just so upset with her. I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself? But I understood why. Especially because Molly had offered to, hey girl, you know, you can come crush here and stuff like that. And she was like, oh no, it's fine. You know, I'll stay with, I forgot that guy's name. And I was like, okay, why? But do you think that we should, do you think that we should ask favors from our ex?
so
it's a tricky one.
And I'm going to low-key plead the fifth in the sense of I don't have an ex, so I don't know how that would really feel to like go back to an ex.
And ask for favors.
But so how I saw it, when, especially after Molly offered, was maybe she knew, like, if I move in with Molly, I'm going to be comfortable and I can stay in that. Whereas with the ex, you just know, like, it's going to push me. Like, yes, I need to stay here, but like, this can only be short term. Like, maybe that was what faltered in her decision making. At least that's how I saw it, because for me, that's the only way I could rationalize, like, why are we moving? Like, you just took this massive step to leave your job and then we're moving backwards.
Exactly,
moving in with the ex.
ex.
So, I think it was just one of the things where she was playing chess.
Yeah.
And she was like, I need to make a low-key strategic move after a big move.
Yeah. But
I'm not in favor of the idea because I think it's a comfort thing, and it can be dangerous because, I mean, you can go down the whole rabbit hole. Then next minute you're back with the person, and then it's like, okay, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? So
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I have in the past asked favors from an
like on a scale of 1 to 10, a favor of like moving in is big.
No, moving in is big.
Yeah, like
asking for money is big. Yeah. But I think it was a favor of I knew a certain industry that they were in, and I needed a contact from there.
Well,
I was like, hey, you know, which they never responded, and I'm glad they didn't. But I think I was like, should I not? But I was like, you know what? I believe the breakup was matured enough.
Yeah.
Like, we're both matured enough to actually move on. So, you know, me coming back, it's not like I'm trying to, you know, get your number or us to kick again. It has nothing to do with that. It was pretty straightforward. But he never even got back to me, and I was like, oh, it's fine. Let's leave. Let's move.
Yeah.
But I think what happened to Issa is it's everyone's journey, basically. And in terms of when God wants you at a certain place at a certain time, it can take years. Sometimes, because there's people who would like, I always knew, you know, that I had to move. I always knew that this is the decision I needed to take. It just took a while because the fear of the unknown, you don't know what's on the other side. You don't know what is it that, you know, might transpire or whatever that you want to work on, if it will even, you know, work out. But, you know, I think we saw really just a young lady deciding, I'm just going to bet on myself and I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave that place. I'm gonna try, you know, do those block parties, and it's really gonna work out. And in the end, it ends up working out. But you know, I think the lesson there was sometimes you just need to sit with self, just be by yourself,
which is tough.
It is the toughest thing.
It's not cute.
It is the toughest thing, especially because we are, you know, we thrive with affirmations and compliments and so forth. And, you know, it becomes even tougher when you even get to that, you know, place or point and someone is like, are you really sure? Even the people you trust, are you
have
really
to
sure?
stand on whatever you've built now. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sitting with self is I think it's scary because once you have the realization of, okay, these are my thoughts, these are my emotions, these are my goals, this is where I'm at, there needs to now be action after that.
Yeah.
And that's a tough thing because action might mean cutting out certain things or changing habits or whatever the case may be. But it's just like, if you've been doing things for a certain way and just going with the flow and like you're saying, like been living off these highs of affirmations and all of a sudden the affirmations have turned into, are you sure? Like, why do you want to do this? Like, is this a smart decision? That becomes very, very challenging. Because you literally are then having to, after those questions, be like, yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure, exactly.
Sure. And there's times when the shore's going to be like,
am I really sure?
But I'm still going. But literally, like you're holding on to that. Yeah, I'm sure.
I read something the other day that said, some of the choices and the decisions you'll make will still make you sad, but it doesn't mean that they are wrong decisions. Yeah.
But you learn from that.
And you learn from that.
I think you get like, and even it goes back to like training. That's the times when it feels sore and you're crying and you're like, was this a wise decision? You feel like it's knocked you 5 steps backwards. You will never make that mistake again. You will see the red flags from the mistake coming way in advance.
Yeah.
It builds something in you.
Yeah.
So you just learn from it. Like, don't stay down in that emotional feeling and headspace for too long. You actually have to be like, hey, it happened. It is what it is. And keep it pushing.
Yeah. Let's talk about Molly and Issa. And that friendship. That was so beautiful. That was
like the best, honestly, best TV friendship for me I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Hi, my name is Molly. I enjoy a silent ride, so please shut the fuck up and ride. Bitch, if you don't get your ass up here.
We were low, we were high, Jekyll high, I still stay by your side. You know I tried and tried and tried and tried and tried.
And I think for me, it was because, you know, we can bring class into this, right? Molly's highly successful, a lawyer, does so well, has a penthouse, you know, like is just living the best life.
Yeah.
Just can't find the right man, right? And then there's Issa, who's still trying to figure out, okay, what am I doing? I'll stay at this job, you know, for as long as I've then figured out what is it that I want to do. But just, I think the beauty of it was they removed the class out of it.
Yeah.
Like, you at no point did even Issa feel like
less than, or like I need to compete against
or
you.
like I'm competing against you.
They were each other's biggest
and,
cheerleaders.
Yeah. And also not at any point did Molly, you know, feel like this is where I want you to stay. I want you, in fact, to stay there because it does something to me. Because there's those friendships as well, you know, where people just want to see you as the one who's always begging, the one who's always asking for favors, asking for, you know, money, asking for contacts. But it's like they actually don't even want to see you, you know, up there doing your own thing because it's like, then this friendship is not going to work. But it was the best TV friendships we've ever seen.
They just saw each other for who they were. It's like,
just saw
and
each
it's the
other.
character. It was like, Molly is this funny, goofy person who just sees life as, like, if you think about it, not Molly, Issa, somehow everything is going to work out in Issa's head. Whereas Molly's more strategic and like, if you, 1 + 2 = 3.
Yes.
And Issa's like, we can get to 3, we might divide somewhere, we might times, we might subtract, but we'll get there. And I think they just balanced off each other
Yeah.
like that. And that was the beauty of it. And like you're saying, you're not taking away from each other. Yeah, they were, yeah. And that kind of friendship comes with the dynamics, I mean, that we saw, like, especially in, like, season 4, or in season 3 and season 4. It comes into that. But I think that comes into the deeper the friendship is.
Yeah.
That will happen.
That will happen,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think once you also learn to overcome the misunderstandings, the differences,
communication,
and stuff.
the seasons, because
the
you
seasons
you
as
change,
well.
you grow, you know, you see life like differently.
Yeah.
So like when all of that starts happening, it's like, okay, I have to accept that now you're not how you were, whether it be from when you were in high school, varsity, you know, in our working life 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to accept that you see things a little bit differently, you're doing things a little bit differently. Can I take that? Can I still love you through that? So yeah, it was very interesting watching them navigate all of that.
Yeah. And what would you say, Mandy? What's your take with regards to friendships, right? Because, you know, you hear a lot of people like, oh, women can't be friendships. And I think also the franchise of, you know, Real Housewives of whatever, they have shown that. It's like, you know, whenever there's women, there's drama. There's drama and we're competing, which that's really not the case, because you have amazing, you know, sisterhood friendships that you like. In fact, I'd vow for this, because the drama and the competition that people always see, you know, on TV, or rather that is shown that, you know, this is how women groups are, is actually a lie. Insecure showed us a sisterhood where you can grow in, where you can evolve in, where, you know, you have people who hold you accountable.
That's the big thing.
And exactly, right? And we saw, I mean, that's the 4 of them in total were that. But then on the other side, and I think it was in season 1, when Lawrence was still trying to hustle, make things work, you know, trying to, but also I just felt like Lawrence was also just too relaxed. And there's a scene where he's calling one of his friends, and his friends is at like watching soccer at a bar and stuff. And it's like, and he was actually calling to
like vent,
you know,
and
like vent. But obviously the friend is like, hey, how are you? Good. Anyways, ends up not saying anything. And you see him just being saddened by the fact that, sure, I'm here by myself. I can't go out because I don't have money. I'm running low at the moment. I feel low. My girl is not seeing me. My girl, you know, we're always fighting. We're always fighting. And I don't even have a brotherhood.
Yeah.
I speak to a lot of guys, and they're saying that. They're saying there isn't a lot of brotherhood. Like, you know, the sisterhood, we talk about everything. When I meet up with you, I'm able to say, hey, you know, this is what happened between Bongan and I, and you can go, no, maybe do this, do that, or let's go for this. Whereas they will talk about everything else except, you know, the actual issue to address.
Which is, it's interesting, and I think it's, I mean, I'm not going to generalize and say all men are like that.
No.
Because I do know, like, quite a few that have been intentional in that and have been able to, like, they have those friendships. And you genuine with guys. Like, with girls, I think we have bigger groups of it.
Yeah.
Guys, you'll find it's like one, and it's been a ride or die for, like, years. They met in, like, grade R, and they're like, you and me, we stuck. We're doing this life thing. Yeah, but like back to with the girls thing, I think when we can step out of that thing of seeing each other's competition, the friendships are beautiful.
Yeah.
And when you find like your cluster of girls that really just have your back like that, and like you're saying, like if no one in your friendship group is able to hold you accountable, that's a shallow friendship group.
Exactly.
That's all I'm gonna say. It's a very shallow friendship group.
Exactly.
You've never been called out by your friends. Like they've had to sit you down and be like,
girl,
you're acting wild. We feel like we're paying the price of you acting wild. You need to figure this out. Like, whatever's going on, let us know. Let's soundboard it. Like, what's going on? If you haven't had those convos or those like sessions, question your friendships. Question who is around you, because if you know. So I think there is a beauty in it. I think there's a rise in it with the younger generations.
There is.
Which I love. Like sometimes they are so open. Sometimes I'm like, you're a little too open. But they are so open, and it's both males and female, and I think it's so great.
Yeah.
But I think mainly your generation, a little bit of ours. Like I love the fact that I'm younger than you. Yeah, but I think with you guys were groomed to compete because also there wasn't enough spaces for females as
There
is.
wasn't.
So I can't be friendly to you if we're the only two females in a space. It's both of us fighting for that position. So we can smile, we can kiki, but girl, if I need to step on your throat at some point, I need my bread and butter.
Yeah.
So whereas now I think because those walls are coming down, I think it allows us to maybe be a little bit more loving and lenient with each other.
Yeah. And I think because, I mean, also the media has portrayed that and a lot of things are portraying that, and the social media now and people are seeing that and therefore it's like, it works. There can be a sisterhood, a friendship, and we can actually just pull each other up.
Just like, can we just have fun, guys? Like life is already, we're fighting so many battles. Like we're fighting the rand, we're fighting load shedding. Now we must fight like friends. It's too much.
Load shedding is my stress, hey Mandy.
Is it?
Yo.
Serious?
Like I can't get over it.
Can't you?
No.
It doesn't bother me. The only time it actually irritates me is just when I see the impact it has on small businesses. That's when I get riled up. So like if load shedding is home, like I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. But when like you walk into a mall and you see, okay, cool, the big places they've generators there, but like a small business, a small auntie who's trying to hustle, you are killing her income.
Closing, a lot of businesses have closed down because of this.
It's that for me is when I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Now this is.
I just it bothers me so bad. Like, and I'm like, how it's become such a norm.
It's such a norm.
Oh no. Did you look at the schedule? Oh, are you traveling? Where are you traveling to? Please look at the schedule. I'm like, hello. No.
This is not normal.
No.
This is not normal. This is not way of life.
So we're fighting a lot of battles for us to also be fighting, competing against each other or friendships and stuff like that. But most times I feel when people do that, it's an insecurity within
100%.
themselves. It has nothing to do with
110%.
the other gender. It has nothing to do with the other it has nothing to do.
Deal with yourself.
Deal with yourself.
Heal. Grow. Learn. Goes back to like sit with yourself and realize, hold on. I've had the same issue, but it's been triggered by different people. Because the people aren't the issue. It's me and this thing. Let's figure it out. But again, if you have friends like
who can call you out.
Like I'll even say like an actual example. I remember, I don't know if you remember, we used to do the come dine with me. So it was yourself, Renal, and Tabi, and Lucy. And I was the baby. So all these older women and I'm this little cute little baby. I'm fresh out of high school. And, we used to do that thing and rotate at each other's houses. And just like, sometimes I wouldn't even be talking. I'd just be listening to the conversations. And I just would think like, this is so cool. Like you guys would be complaining about life and womanhood and wife and being wives and all these kind of things and But like within it, just how you would like hold each other. Like someone would say something like, no, you're being stupid. Like how are you saying that? And then give examples and then be like, oh, okay. And I think for that, that's what I've been able to carry into my friendships, or at least been the basis. So when the friendship doesn't feel like that, I'm like, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Because why is everyone challenging me? Why are we also just not laughing all the time? Like it should just be like laughter and vibes and fun, and it should be light. It shouldn't feel heavy.
Yeah.
And
do life together. Do life together.
But heal.
Yeah. But heal. Yeah. And I think once we have healed, we're also able to celebrate another friend of ours or another, lady.
Genuinely. Genuinely is the key word there,
when they're doing the absolute most, you know, and you don't always have to, there's this new trendy word where people are like, stop wanting to be the main character. Like you have main character energy and you need to stop because, people always like, oh yeah, but I've also been looking for a promotion and I haven't been. It's like, can you keep quiet and can we
just bring it up tomorrow at least?
Yes. Can we be able to celebrate our friends, without having to put myself in that situation?
Yeah, well, like I said, healed people make the world better.
They do.
So
They do. We touched a bit about small businesses. And, I think watching Insecure and the Black story being told and, the amazing, excellent work that came out of it. But also from the stylist to the designers to the music.
Do not sleep on the music.
Got a lot on my mind, I'm thinking I'm needing a break to clear up the clutter, dang man. Can I get a minute? Cause it's space, man. You been in my head playing games, man.
There's one thing, thank you, babes.
I even had to literally download the playlist on Spotify.
Yeah.
To the music, because and that's what I'm saying, it was so intentional in highlighting Black excellence to the fullest. It was so amazing.
It was too good.
But the other day at work, we had a guy by the name of Pet on Brands. And basically what Pet on Brands is about is they celebrate young local entrepreneurs doing the most.
That's cool.
And one of the things that he said, or what he touched on, was, I think as the Black community, we need to step out of just supporting a Black business. Because when you're buying from any other establishment, you're not saying I'm supporting. So why is it when it's us, you have to go, I'm supporting, And I mean, he spoke also of just how the resistance of hearing about someone starting a business and supporting them from the get-go, because we want you to let it grow. Let people talk about
want them
it.
to prove themselves first.
We want people to prove themselves. Then I'll support. Then I'll step in. Then I'll want to do something. And do you feel like we are being just, I don't know, I'm trying to find the right word, but are we expecting too much from Black businesses?
Which I think is a learned behavior.
Yeah.
I think it's something we don't often realize we do. We may have the best intentions of we want to. I don't know any Black person that's like, I don't want to see Black people succeed or do better. Or grow. But I think we have such learned behaviors where it's like we question. Like, but can you deliver?
Can you deliver?
Because we're like, oh, Black time, Africa time. So that's like at the back of our minds, and then there's that distrust of like, oh,
can you actually deliver?
So it's something we all have to, I think, unlearn.
Yeah.
And also trust. But we also have to give the opportunities.
Yeah, we also have to give the opportunities.
Because I don't think we're so hard on ourselves. If we make a mistake, I even share the example. I worked with someone and I remember we were going somewhere they were my boss. We were going somewhere and I was like 4 minutes late, 4. And they left me. So I'm calling, I'm like, yeah, they're like, yeah, but you're late. They said, we're leaving at this time. And I was shocked because I'm like, 4 minutes. Like, what's that gonna do?
Yeah.
And eventually I had to hustle, and eventually I got there, and when I asked, she was like, well, just understand that I'm a Black female. If I arrive late, what do they automatically say African timing? There's no understanding when I arrive late. But if anyone else arrives late, there's an understanding.
Yeah.
And that hit me, and I went,
yeah. Yeah.
But that's
the reality, right? So, because I mean, we also see it in one of the episodes. I think it's season 4, season 5, where the firm that Molly worked at, they hire, I think, another Black girl, and she's loud, and Molly's like, girl, so can you tone it down a bit? And she was like, now this is who I am. Then we see also, like, I think a couple of episodes later, the executives go to Molly and like, can you talk to your sister there? She's a bit loud. And she was like, no, I'm not going to talk to my sister there. If you guys are having an issue, you do that. And it's that. I agree with your colleague that it's that when we arrive late, it's they're always late. It's a Black thing. It's this, it's that. It's as though, there's this thing that has been created for so long, and it's like, don't tell me they're always late, they're always running late, blah 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 blah. Whereas obviously our counterparts, it's sort of like understandable.
Yeah,
it's sort of like understandable, but. From my side, maybe I think, we still have a long way to go. we didn't start at the same.
No.
We didn't.
No.
So can we be more lenient? I'm also not saying that, let's also rock up late.
No, we still
and
need
let's not show up.
professionalism.
Well,
Let's
let's be
be
professional.
professional.
But also let's remember that for someone to get to work at 8, they probably have to leave the township at like 5:30 to catch a taxi and actually make it to work at 8.
Which they do.
Exactly. Whereas, some of us have left the suburb, you have your own car, you literally get into your car and you drive and it takes you 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's that scale doesn't add up. Doesn't add up, and it's gonna take a while for it to add up. And I think as we are, working to get there, let's allow people to start businesses and let's support them, without going, it's a black business.
Well, maybe we also need to stop saying, I know we love punting, but guys, it's business.
It's business.
It's actually business.
Thank you.
Just deliver.
Just deliver.
What I need delivered. It's business. I'm
Yeah.
supporting business. If you do well, I'm going to do it. Oh, great. It happens to be owned by black people. Love it. That's an added bonus.
Yeah.
But it's business.
Yeah. To end it off, let's talk about the beautiful wedding, and let's talk also about Issa and Lawrence getting back together.
How did you feel about that? Were you super excited? I actually want to know what your thoughts were on that, to be honest. Like, how did you feel about them reuniting?
I want you to know how I feel, and I don't want to...
Here? Because I can't do this with you right now.
Are you happy right now?
What?
Are you happy, yes or no? Because I realize that I am not happy when I'm not with you. Because I love you, Issa. So do you believe it'll work out?
I'm okay with finding out.
Her ex. It was a once off because I felt like she stuck around even when she didn't have to with Lawrence.
Okay.
Lawrence dragged his feet, and understandably so. He was also going through a hard time.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, come on. But the man forgot the girl's birthday and was sitting by the couch.
Crazy.
Playing TV game. And I'm like, come on.
For me, it was the dishes in the sink.
So I was happy that they reunited.
Okay.
However, I liked, what's that other guy? The guy that had, I think, bipolar.
Oh, I forgot his name.
Yes. I honestly loved him and Issa together. But I was happy that Lawrence and Issa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think because on the other side they had grown.
That's the thing.
They some relationships need to split for them to overcome being individuals and to grow and to, self-discovery for them to come back together and actually be even stronger.
I don't think they would have made it to that point if they hadn't have broken up.
I don't think they would have.
So the breakup did them good.
It did them really, really good. For them to see other people, for them to, because when that girl fell pregnant, I was like, it's over.
Yeah.
They are never getting back. There's no coming back.
Let it go.
It's never going to work. That's it.
Yeah.
Issa and Lawrence are never getting back together. But they did.
They made it.
And you?
I was... And it may just be my own personal bias of like, let it go. Like it was done. Why are we going back to something? And why are we rehashing? I don't know, sometimes I'm like, we always sometimes believe there isn't better out there. And I think that's what also keeps people in a lot of like bad relationships of thinking like, I'll never get better. Is this the best that I deserve? Or whatever the case may be. So I think I kind of was looking at, like I was happy, but I wasn't over the moon. I was like, okay, cool, happy. And they both something like you're saying, they're both individuals now.
Yeah.
And they both were now bringing to the table, which was also a thing. Like, so it's not like I think the beauty was like, I'm not coming to you because I need you. It was like, actually, I still really do love you.
Yeah.
And we have good chemistry and we're friends. Like we get each other and we're friends. So in that, I was like, okay, cool, I'm happy. But I think I always have that little thing of like,
Let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah,
but that's just
let
me.
it.
Yeah,
let it go. No, I was happy that they were able to separate, grow, and then come back together. Because in coming back together, they were stronger.
Yeah,
they were a
stronger.
stronger couple. They were more purposeful. They knew what mistakes not to do, or it worked.
Yeah, it did.
It worked. And I think they were just both in a better space. Mandy, what's your wish for a black girl out there?
To experience more.
To experience more.
There's any demographic in the world that I feel has not experienced enough of life in the world is black females. And I was even saying to you before when we got here, like every black girl needs to travel.
Yeah.
Experience. The world is so big. It is so big, and there's so much to offer, and there's so much for us. There's so much to do. Like unlearn what we've been taught is the avenue and the path for us, and what life looks. What the starting like, and the timelines. Even that. Let's break down these timelines of like by 30 you need to have had this and this and this, and if you don't have these things, then you're a failure. No, like we're all on completely different wavelengths and completely different journeys, but honestly, for females in general and black females specifically, just to be able to experience more like food, like culture, just like everything, bro. Like, whew, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
That's.
I remember when you were in, I think it's Dubai, and you sent me a message because I commented on one of your pictures and I was like, black girl magic, like, because you looked so good. Traveling suits you, darling.
Lord, do you hear this?
You looked like money.
It was so good.
And you responded back and you said, Demo, black girls need to travel.
That's like every time when I was there.
My desire is for all of us to experience this.
That's all I kept thinking. Like, wow. Even just landing at the airport, I was like,
yeah.
Wow, like, oh.
Yeah.
I wish it for all girls.
Yeah.
I wish it. Like, genuine, if there's one thing, I wish it. It would our codependency on things, people, men would feather away.
It would feather away.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Because it's really an amazing desire for people to, when you experience more, you learn more, and you
grow.
You do more, and you grow.
You grow.
You know, and I guess also you're able to just even be more understanding. Like it's like, you know, the scales come off.
Yeah.
Because it's like, my goodness, there's actually more.
There's so much more, guys. Life is so much bigger than us.
Yeah.
It's not that deep. In all honesty, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
Even your love for culture, it's beautiful. You love it more the more you even travel, but then you realize like there's beauty in so many different things. And how can I adapt to this? How can I integrate it into my life? What can I even take out of my life? Like it just, you question more things. You look for more answers. Bro, it's needed.
Yeah.
If I could sponsor a whole bunch of black girls, I really would.
Yeah.
But I can't.
Yeah. Mandisa, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Firstly, thank you so much for pushing me to watch Insecure.
Yes.
I loved it.
I'm happy that you did.
I had to revisit it the other day because I just wanted some inspiration, and I watched that documentary part of it. And, you know, you get to realize how God meets you at the right time when you have prepared.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Issa had done.
Yeah.
He prepped and prepped and prepped behind the scenes, and literally HBO saw that and they're like, hey, we want to make this big, and it became big. You know, and yeah, I think watching that, it was just a reminder of we've got it. And not only her, and not only, I read Yvonne's book, you know, but you realize that we all have it. It just needs to be exposed.
Yeah.
But, you know, even before it's exposed, let's continue to do and be diligent in what God has told us to do. So thank you for getting the girl on to watch that beautiful Insecure series. It is amazing.
My pleasure.
It is amazing. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's always great to see you. I love seeing your posts. I love seeing what you're doing. Like, you are winning.
I love it. I'm very grateful. Grateful that the Lord has allowed me to live that, to be honest. Like, that's even a big thing, just being like, thanks, God.
Yeah.
Thanks. Shout out.
Yeah. No, but stay winning, stay pushing the black gold magic. And yeah, always good to have you here.
Yay.
Well, that is it. And I really hope that, you get to watch Insecure. So, and once you have, please can you comment, with just your reviews. How did you feel about the show? What is it that you learned? And subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also catch us on Spotify or other podcast audio channels where you can listen to us. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed this episode. To stay updated with new episodes and blog posts, do subscribe to this YouTube channel or our webpage, unashamedlyher.co.za. Do watch the next episode. Enjoy.